For those of us wishing to become the coolest guy on the hacking crew, it is essential that we master networking fundamentals. Here today, I have a lab and it is booting up and it is getting overwhelmed by the CPU. Okay, I gotta become cool. That didn't work. It's early in the morning. I've gotta be the cool hacker. Not a hacker. I hate hackers. All right, I said I would do something. What I'm doing here is I'm setting up this network. This is a big network. If you look at it, I'll zoom out. So I don't really have anything on the other side of the network, but I have it mainly right here. But you could access this side of the network from there. These are access level switches on the bottom. Doesn't go past the distribution level. What is it? There's the core, the distribution, and then there's access. So those are the layers, right? And this is access layer. Here we have an ether channel. It's going to be a layer 2 ether channel. Here there will be a layer 3 ether channel. Here there will be a layer 3 ether channel. And we'll connect a Linux box over. And here I'm going to, since this is going to take a while, I'm going to make sure that we get it going. Because sometimes you have to press a button to get it going. All right, so I first have to open up. I just did Window E. It opens up Windows Explorer or File Explorer. File Explorer is a program inside Windows that allows you to go through the files. You use it all the time. All right, so I'm gonna go to Documents. I'm gonna go to Initial Config Routers. And while I'm here, I'm gonna probably just open some cheat sheets. I've learned that it's that important to plan for this. I shouldn't open them all right now. I never do that. I don't even know what I'm doing. All right, so I'm gonna do this on the left, and then this on, or one on the right, one on the left. All right, let's get this thing going. So I have this stuff I need to copy and paste, because if I don't copy and paste it, it will be the router will be annoying. This tells it to stop being annoying basically. But it also does other things like enables IP routing and stuff. All right, I got that from the CBT Nuggets dude. All right, so I just gave it a host name. This one's going. This one doesn't even know to stop barking at me. So I'm kind of just getting into it. I figure get it done. This is a long process. So I got to get these routers and switches all configured. I didn't need to enable IP routing on the router. I need to enable it on the switch. Do I need to enable it on this switch? I don't know. I definitely need to enable it on these switches like DS14. Why? Because they are switches, and they're going to be doing layer 3 routing for me. Down here, we're not. I mean, but I don't. The thing is, I always wonder, do the switches do layer 3 routing? If they're doing it on layer 2, if it has an IP address, does it? And I think it doesn't, but I don't really know, because I'm not an expert. You're watching this, you're going, is he an expert? Am I learning from an expert? You're not learning from an expert. You're learning from a guy that's probably gonna start doing some crap that he shouldn't be doing on accident. All right, so we got names, we got all this crap. Unfortunately, the first thing we have to do is set up this router, but fortunately we do have IP addresses that I planned out. So it's important. Here's what this network's gonna do. So if one of these routers go down, then it will go out the other route. So say that I have a problem on router 32, and this is where it always goes out to the internet. Well, if there's a problem, it will switch over to router 31, and then because they have the same IP address. They have a virtual IP address of 10.95.127.1, But this one's IP address is .2, this one's .3, this one is going to have probably a .4, .5, .6, .7, because they're all on the same subnet, and they're all on the 28 subnet. So why are they on the 28 subnet? Because we need to fit like that many hosts on there. I mean, we got to have IP addresses for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 interfaces. So that's over what the 29 could do, right? Because you have to have the broadcast. So and you have to have the name of your net, you have to it's whatever the subnet's called, has an IP address. So all right, so we got to get ahead of our problems, and we have to configure network address translation now because it's that important. But I get nervous because I know that network address translation sometimes does the opposite. Like the wildcard mask is the opposite. So I like to cheat. I'm just gonna cheat here real quick to make sure I don't mess up network address translation. But what I should probably do actually is I need to get IP addresses on these interfaces. All right, so I'm gonna do interface G3, and I'm gonna give it an IP address of 172.20.10.3 with a wildcard mask of 28. Because how did I know that? Well, I can open up my PowerShell and just go ipconfig. Config. And I have my computer connected to my cell phone. Why? Because I'm at a hotel and the hotel doesn't like letting me use Cisco Modeling Lab. So I have a cell phone that I'm actually talking to right now, and I am connecting, and its IP address is right here for the default gateway that it created. And it says that I'm in the subnet, which means I have room to add other IP addresses in the subnet at least. And this is my computer's IP address, and the router's is going to be in the same subnet, and it's 0.3. All right, so we've got that. I don't think that's going to work, but it should be able to ping the default gateway. 72.20.10.1. Oh, I need to do it. And that worked. Okay, so at least we know that it's going to work. That's what matters. Should I go and set up this one real quick? I feel like I can do that next. All right, so let's exit because I don't know where I am right now. So I'm going to go to conft and I'm going to go to interface G3, and I'm going to say IPNAT outside because it is the outside interface. And then I'm going to go to interface G1, and I'm going to say IPNAT inside, and I'm going to give that one an IP address of 10.95.127.2 with a 28 wildcard mask. And I'm going to say no shut. And I'm not going to do VRRP yet because I don't feel like it. I feel like I should wait until the whole network's set up. So what I'm going to do is NAT first. All right, so this is IPNAT inside, and we don't have an access list. So we're going to have to go to interface G3, and I'm going to say access list 1, and we're going to permit 10.0.0.0 and 0.255.255.255 because I want to be able to ping out from the routers. So, but I'm going to actually double check to make sure that I didn't mess up. I didn't. Cool. I'm like that. Like I know I'll mess up. And I don't like messing up that part. It's annoying. Okay. So I now have to set up the IPNAT inside source list 1, and it's going to be interface G3, and we're going to overload it. All right, cool. I don't need this anymore. I got it. And now, oh my gosh, I ended up shirtless. Didn't mean to. Didn't know I was not wearing anything under it. You don't care because you can't see me. All right. So this one doesn't have interface VLAN set up on it. So I gotta set that real quick. All right. So this one's gonna be interface VLAN 1. And we're gonna give it an IP address of 10.95.127.4 because it's on that same subnet. And we're gonna hit that. And we're gonna say no shut because we gotta no shut it. All right. So ping is gonna be, oh, it doesn't matter if we can ping it yet because we haven't actually done a default route out. So I need to do IP root 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and this one's going to the default gateway. 10.1. Cool. All right, that matters. But then it's connected over here, and this one I can't give it, but I can ping. Probably I can at least. Let's see if I can ping just the router in general, and we'll say 10.95.127.2, and we can't. Oh, we can. Okay, cool. That's cool. That makes my life less stressful. All right. Now, let's see if we can ping. I don't think this is going to work at all because it doesn't have a default route. And I can't get this one a default route because I have to, because that's the default route is the gateway. And I don't want to set up VRRP yet, but I should. I don't have to set up tracking. I can just set up VRRP. All right, that's what I should do. So interface G1 VRRP1, and we're going to say IP is 172. Oh no, it's not. It's 10.95.127.1. Well, let's go get our cheat sheet out just in case. I'm having trouble with my computer right now because I'm not thinking. All right. So we're not going to do the tracking, but we're going to say that we're going to give this VRRP1 a priority of 110 because I can. All right, and then we're going to say VRRP1 authentication is going to be Cisco because I will, text. All right. Okay, so I gave it its IP address, didn't I? Yep. All right. See, the reason I'm not doing tracking is because I want to make sure that I don't mess up. Like I need to make sure I do it, and I need to configure the track first. So let's just exit, and let's do track for IP root 172.20.10.0 with a 28 mask, and we have to say for reachability. And once I've done that, I can exit, and I can go back to interface G1, and when I'm there, I can say VRRP1, we're going to track for, and we're going to decrement. Okay, so how close are we going to? I think decrementing 20 is going to be enough. Cool. Let's see what we got here. That's good. That looks fine. See, we haven't set up the other side yet. But now I can give this one a default gateway at least. So I can say, there, we're going there. if you have anything you don't know, then we are going to send it to the default root. Because this one will have the MAC address for that one. And this one is the master. Because there's no other one set up. So I should actually... Let's see if this works. Don't want to say it work. It worked. I'm freaking awesome, guys. Yeah, that's the thing. It's easier when you like double check what you're doing. Like if you do it slow, suddenly like it gets done. All right, let's do the other one real quick. All right. Conf T, and we're going to do interface G3, and we're going to give it an IP address of 172.20.10.4 with a 255.240. We're saying no shut. And we're going to say IPNet outside, and we're going to say access list 1, and we're going to permit 10.0.0.0, 0.255, 255, 255. Sorry, interface G2, and we're going to say no shut. And this one, we're going to give an IP address of 10.95.127.3 because it's on the same subnet as the other router. And VLAN 1, okay, we gotta say no shut. And I like to know where I am, so sometimes I get out and then I go, okay, I'm going back to G2, and this is IPNet inside. And do I have to say IPNet inside source? IPNet inside source. I don't think you do. Oh yeah, it was not. I didn't have to. All right, so IPNet inside, and we're gonna exit, and we're gonna say IPNet inside source list 1, and we're gonna do it on interface G3, and we're gonna overload it, and stat. Okay, so we want to see what the statistics are on this, and yeah, we got those out. There's an access list, and I haven't ever pinged out from here. So ping 172.20.10.1. Cool. Okay, that's good. That's helpful to know that it at least works there. I haven't set up VRRP on this one yet, and I have to do that on the okay, but I wanted to make sure NAT works first. That is annoying that I'm worried about testing NAT, but I'm pretty sure it works fine, because let's see if this is the same setup. Yeah, it's the same setup. It looks that similar. Cool. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set up VRP on this one, and I have to do it on interface G2, and I have to say VRP1, and I say this is my IP. It's 10.95.127.1, and I can see it says I have a bad authentication because I haven't done authentication yet, and I'm going to do priority of 105. And I'm going to do VRP1, authentication, text, Cisco. And now it's back. Because it hadn't actually connected to the other router. Once it connects to the other router, then it knows that it knows its priority. And so now if I looked at the VRRP, it would tell me about the other router in the system now, but I still need to do tracking. I need to track for reachability. So I'm going to do track for IP root, and I'm doing 172.20.10.0 with 828 subnet mask, and I'm doing for reachability. And once again, this is, you can see it in the IP config. I'm tracking for reachability to my router, to my gateway router. All right, so once we do that, let's do show VR. Oh, I didn't actually add the track. Okay, so I need to go to interface G2 and I need to now say track 4. Oh, wait. Oh no, I don't. I need to say VRRP1 and I need to track the fourth one that I set up, which I don't know why I'm doing it. It's because it worked that like when I did it. So I've always kind of called it track 4 ever since. All right, so decrement 20. That means that now I put the track on there, and let's see if it's in there. Track state up. Cool. Track state up, and there's priority 110. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and like test this because I need to go over here and I need to set up a VLAN to connect to my Linux box. And so let's just do that real quick. So I'm gonna do VLAN 13 and then I'm gonna exit. And on 1.2 I'm gonna do, okay, so we're gonna do interface G12 and we're gonna do switchboard mode access and we're gonna do switchboard access for VLAN 13 only, and that's because that's the one that we're using right there. And then we can exit. I'm gonna do interface VLAN 13 and we're gonna do an IP address with a different subnet. But we're gonna do the first 2 octets the same so that we can like allow for route summarization. I don't think it matters at that point. Okay, but we're gonna 13.1 is what I'm gonna use because yeah, that makes sense to me. 13.1 because that's the gateway. So we're gonna set that as the gateway for the Linux box because it will go that way. Okay, cool, we got that going. Now we have to set up DHCP. All right, so conft IP DHCP pool is gonna be called DHCP pool, and let's go get our cheat sheet because there are commands that I'm gonna forget. Oh, I'm gonna forget default router. That's the command I'm always gonna forget because I know network. No, let's just get it anyway. So I'm gonna do command or Windows E again to open this, and that way it's faster. And I will go to DHCP config. And I now have a list. It's easier. Oh, because I needed to use a subnet mask. That's like why you basically do that. All right, so this is 10.95.13.0 because it's going to be the 13th VLAN, and we can say that's actually 24 subnet mask, and that's what I need. And this one's easy. His part's easy. Domain name is Clovis Security.it, which now I feel like I need to change that. Because it's too long to type, and I would not put 1.1.1.1 in there. I'm using Google as a DNS server, and I'm going to say default router, and I'm going to make that the 10.95.13.1 because that is what I put as the VLAN IP address. All right, so we haven't gotten into this, so the default for them is Cisco. I'm bringing down the channel. Okay, it's not getting a DHCP. It didn't work, which means I messed something up. All right. Run. Can't believe I missed something up here. Didn't work. $20 says that the network is wrong. All right. So we'll say IP DHCP pool, and we'll say no network 10.95.13.0, 0. We're going to say network 5.13.0 with a 0. There's no way that's what it is. Yeah. That's not what's wrong. I would have sworn that I went into show run for interface G1/2. Let me say show IP interface brief. I don't have VLAN 13 up. All right. Cool. All right. That was easy. I got worried there. I was like, what do I do wrong? I'm glad you guys got to see me embarrass myself when I started to doubt that I did something right before, even though I didn't mess it up. All right, so now we can say I have to be a super user and I'm going to bring down this interface. And I'm going to bring it up again, and it's working. Cool. All right, now, So, it is confusing when it's not working. All right, I gotta figure this out because I normally have no problem. This isn't helping at all, but sometimes I just start doing other things and it helps. Like, I'm pretty sure it already works without this because I'm sure it does. But I really do like to just get it done, just in case. And all right, I am really hitting that wall that I did not expect to hit. So this one can't ping 10.95. What do we got on there? Okay, we got 127, we got 13. And those are detailed VLANs. Yeah. Yeah, it's not working. This is where I'm going to find out what's wrong. I don't have a DHCP pool set up on there. You see how there's no network? Yeah, I messed up. All right, so now we have to say IP DHCP pool, and we're going to say network is 10.95.13.0 with a 24/7 mask. And it wants me to skip it, but I personally really want to just say 255.0. And now, let's see if it's in there. It's in there. All right, now hopefully we can get a lease. Sudo if down, Ethernet 0, sudo if up, Ethernet 0, and it got it. So now I'm still having trouble. I think the problem is that, let's see this show IP root. It's not even in there. There's no root in there probably. Okay, no, 27.1. Maybe this one doesn't have a default root. It doesn't. And that one, is it the master? It's the backup. That's weird. All right, well, this one still needs an IP root. And it's to 127.20.10.1. $172. Sorry. Yeah, dyslexic guy here. Doesn't know what he's doing. All right. Cool. Well, that mattered, but it doesn't because what's crazy is I do feel like I need to go ahead and set up egrep anyways, because I'm going to set up egrep everywhere. So let's just go and set up egrep. Egrep 1. Oh, that's router egrep 1. Because it's going to have to happen, and I really feel like that might be related to the problem. All right, so we're going to say network 10.95.127.0, and we're going to give that a 15, and it'll like that. All right, so let's just say router egrep 1, and we're doing network 10.95.127.0 with a 0 with a 28 subnet mask. Okay, now they're happy about that. At least they're happy about that. So this one can ping out. Yeah. And this one is pinging through. It's going to 2, which means it's going to this side. But this one is not working, and it's probably because it's going. Let's see where it goes. It's gonna take forever, but okay, never mind. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. Okay, so it's going straight to the VRRP address, and something's wrong. Okay. So let's show VRRP. Okay. This is master, and let's show this one. This is backup. Master router is that one. It's at priority 110. Cool. All right. I don't think I need to set up egrep on this one, but I also don't know why I wouldn't. It's not gonna hurt. This one's never gonna stop trace routing. Okay, while we're trace routing, we will go and set up layer 2 ether channels real quick, because I don't feel like dealing with that. These are easy to set up, but I don't like messing up. So, all right, let's just go over here real quick. And this one's not even ready. We just woke up this computer, so it's going, wait, what am I doing? Well, what you're doing is you're gonna give me your range of G1 through 0 through 1, and then I'm gonna say switch port mode, question mark, and that will tell me that I can do .1Q tunnel, and that's what I'm using because that's a standard And if you're using other layer 2 switches that might be on the same layer 2, you want to make sure that they're using the same encapsulation method. And oh, I didn't even do link aggregation control protocol in here. All right. Okay, so we did that in channel group 1 mode. And let's put question mark again just to show you. So there's link aggregation control protocol and there's port aggregation grouping protocol. And I used .1q, which I'm pretty sure means that I have to use link aggregation control protocol. All right, so cool, that's set up on that side. Let's set up this port channel. Oh, did I give it? It doesn't have an IP address, never mind. Okay, so this one is gonna be switch port mode. And once again, we can go look at the modes, and .1q tunnel is the mode. And I am going to say channel group 1, and the mode is gonna be active. And I really don't like that I didn't do question mark, because I like to look at it and be like, am I getting the right one? The state is up. Okay, cool. So it can get across this port channel. There's no interface VLAN 1 configured on here though. So let's see here. We need to configure interface VLAN 1. And that one is going to have an IP address of 10.95.127.5, and once again we are putting it in the 28 subnet mask because we want it to be scoped to everything. All right, so this one has no problem going out. And it goes out through that one. And I want to do show VRRP over here. It's got that virtual IP address. It's got that. Patient 0. Okay. And it's never gone down. And that says it knows who the master router is, and it's got the IP address. Cool. The problem is this one's not able to get out, right? My Linux boxes had trouble getting out. Which tells me that I'm doing something wrong here. Because it should be able to get out. 27.1, cool. Yeah. So let's see if Linux can ping 172.20.10.3. So ping 172.20.10.3. Oh, that one's harder to ping. I should have pinged 2. That's not good. Alright, we got a problem here. Show IP interface brief. And I'm not sure what it is yet. Alright, so there's 13.1. And this one, let's see, I have config on it. 13.2. Matters. I didn't exclude that IP address, but I don't think it matters. And this one can't ping that. This one doesn't have egrep, does it? Show IP egrep. Show session egrep. There's nothing. All right, so I'm just gonna do that real quick because I think that might be what I'm doing wrong, and it might not be. All right, so network 10.95.127.0.0 0.0.0.0.15. Oh, I didn't do a router egrip. Okay, that's 95.127.0, and I have to give it the subnet mask. It liked that I did that, but does it matter? I don't know. And I am going to add this, and I think it's gonna say, okay, good job, you know what you're doing now. And we'll see. I don't know if this is gonna work. And it works. Yeah, congratulations to me. I actually know how to use computers, yay. All right, so let's put some IP addresses over here real quick. This one hasn't been set up at all. Because we're actually pretty far into this process now. Like, because what are we trying to do still? Like, we're trying to make sure that we can connect from the other side of the network to this like redundant setup over here for like if one of the networks if something goes down over here, like it will switch routers. So like say this router goes down and says I can't reach there, it will go over to the other router and like the network won't even realize that it's changing. But I had to do a layer 2 ether channel to get over there, and because it made it faster, and now I have to set up this as a layer 3 switch, like with no layer 2. So I have to go to interface G1/0, and that one has to be on the same subnet also, but it has to be a no switch port first because it won't let me add an IP address. And I have to say 95.127.7 with the 255, 255, 255, 240 subnet mask. And I'm just gonna do that one only because I don't feel like doing it, but I'm gonna do router egrip one, and I am gonna add this to 10.95.127.0 with that 28 subnet mask, and it will probably get some adjacencies right away if I actually know what I was doing, which I might not. It should be. It didn't. Oh, there are the adjacencies. Okay, cool. All right, so this one now knows how to get out of there, but it doesn't have a default route. So show IP route, and I'm going to add a default route because I want it to be able to get out of the network. And the default route is going to be, guess what? No, it's not 172. It's 10.95.127.1 because it is the virtual IP address for these two routers. Yeah. All right, so do ping. Cool. All right, so this one can ping out of the network. So it just ping Google. That's cool. While we're here, since like you guys know that the anticipation is intense, we need to go set up a layer 3 ether channel real quick, because why wouldn't we? And that means that it's not going to be doing, oh, my bad, I have to do port channel first. Port channel 1, and I'm going to do that's no switch port, and they have to match, because this is virtual. We're doing a virtual port channel, and what is our IP address? It says it's going to be 10.223. Which for me, if it's just that up there, then that tells me it's going to be 0.1 because it doesn't matter. And but for this one, I'm actually going to give it a 30 subnet mask because I scope it to where I need it. Like I have no reason to not use that 30 subnet mask. Okay, so we created a port channel, and now we have to go apply that port channel to a range of interfaces. So we now. I hope I did everything I needed to do. I wasn't paying attention very much, and that's the problem with you being in front of me. I have no idea what's going on here. All right, I'm talking about the camera. This is no insult to you. My camera is who I hate. All right, so this is not a switchboard, and it is in channel group 1, and the mode, did I even, is active. I feel like I was talking while I was like setting this up and I wasn't paying attention, so now it's like, guys, did I do it right? Do you guys know what I did? I don't know exactly what I did, but I do know I have to do a port channel on this side, and I'm naming it that one, and I'm naming it 1 because it's the same as the other side, and my IP address is going to be 10.223.0.2 because I had that planned, because it's easier to do subnet masking if you're doing it off of 0, and for routing, it's always going to consider the earlier octets first. Okay, so is that how you do it? I feel like I'm doing it wrong because it actually is wrong. That was how you do it if we were doing OSPF or something. All right, so 252. I don't know if that was what I needed to do. All right, let me just double check. Link aggregation control protocol is not enabled on the remote port. Okay, because I haven't even done the, I haven't enabled it yet. All right, so I already got the IP address. We're gonna exit now because I really didn't mess up, and I was about to. Everyone's really proud of me for not messing up. G0/0/1, done. This is not a switchboard, and it needs to be in channel group 1 mode, and we already said the other one's active. We're saying this is active, and because we wanted to actively negotiate, we wanted to match. Port channel way up. Okay, so since we're here, let's ping the other side of the port channel. 1223.0. I think it was 1, but because we're deep in there, we got to do. And it feels like it's not working, but it worked. Okay. And I don't think that port channel is inside of egrip, so we need to make sure that's in there. And they're all using egrip 1 because egrip has to have matching process IDs, and in egrip 1 we're doing network 10.223.0.0, and that one is going to be 255. Wait, no, it's not. It's going to be 0 to 3. And we need to do it on the other side. T router egrip 1, and we need to make sure that we're adding network 10.223.0.0 with a 0003, and it should say that this is connected through egrip, and it is. We have new adjacency. Everyone's happy. This one doesn't have an IP root though, so let's give it a default root to go to our default gateway, which is not a default gateway. It's a pointer to a default gateway. All right, cool. I feel like this network's pretty set up because, I mean, down here, I can ping out, and I got this layer 2 ether channel that's clearly working. This is all working. I can ping from here, the ether channel set up. I could do more ether channels up here. I've almost gone for like an hour now, so I feel like I need to stop. But like I was gonna, like the reason that I'm using egrip is because it does load balancing. Like say that the route is constantly getting busy. After 75%, it will take a different route. After like 75% of the bandwidth is consumed, it will take a different route. And this is a route that has double the capacity, so it's nice to be able to go around. I'm using these IP addresses because they're more efficient. When a router processes data, it looks at the binary, and if you think about it, like 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so this is 127. the comparison happens easily if you do 0, 1 versus 1, 0. It will immediately know that 191 and 127 are different. But you could also do, oh, wrong, not enough numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can also do 128. So 128 versus 127 is a great comparison. So I'm trying to make the routing decisions as easy as possible in the router, and that's why I use these IP addresses like 10.127 versus 10.128. Because say that a packet hits this core switch, which this is my core, which means it's got to be the fastest. When it's comparing 127 to 128 to 95, how much does it have to work? Well, let's see what 95 is. It's probably gonna have a 7. Okay, so it's 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, blah, blah, because this is only 7 digits. So it's the second octet that it compares. So it will be the first two, either 1, 0 or 0, 1. But if it matches 0, 1, which is the 127, then it goes to the next spot, and that's where it's different. Like I like that they compare, and then I like that they compare, and they compare easily. And so when you go to the 172 side, it's just comparing the first octet over here. So that's why it's nice to switch over to 172. Even though 10 IP addresses are more efficient generally, let's look at 191. So 191's over here, and 191 is comparing itself to 63. And 63 is actually 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. So it starts off with 2 zeros. And so it doesn't get past the third octet on that comparison or that comparison. So I like to make the comparisons efficient. So that's why down here we've got 10.95. And that's it. And 10.95 is going to be going against 127, 63 in these switches, it's going to allow it to make a faster decision. And so there's 223. So like this is all about like how to where I want it to be fastest, because I think the fastest IP addresses are probably like these ones, and that's why they're at the core switch. But these ones are fast too. But you could pick a super slow IP address. Like if you're making it have to match all the way to the 4th octet, like you want it to match like the second octet or the first octet when it's processing it, because it will always be processing that number, like that second number always, and it will always be processing the first number no matter what. And so if you like say that you want to have a fast access to the servers, you might want to do 172 over here, but it really depends on what your situation is. Cool. All right. Well, that is me setting up a network. If you want, I have, let's see here. I've gone 53 minutes. Let's set up netconf real quick. All right. So netconf allows us to program this network. It will be going into that router. So let's just do it real quick. I have to make sure I don't mess up. All right. So I'm going to do window left to go to the right side. This will be on the right, or to go to the left side. This will be on the right side. And I'm going to copy that much because it's easier. And I'm going to say conf t, and I'm going to say paste, because it's not going to want to do it like if I don't let it think for a second, because I want to let it deal with what I just said. Then I'll press generate Cisco RSA. I'm going to just give it a 2048. Cool. That's done. Now let's we're going to say it's version 2. Paste. Cool. That's done. I don't know why I'm doing it in parts right now, because I think it would work fine, but I think it's not bad. So I'm going to enable Restconf, enable netconfing. Do you need netconf for Restconf? I'm pretty sure that it like translates it into Restconf. All right, cool. I think that's set up. I've been doing a lot of work and I haven't done that rewrite mem. Like I should do that. I feel like I should just go ahead and see if I can netconf in. I don't really know what's on this computer. I was using another computer to code back when I was coding with netconf. So I don't know. This is written in PowerShell to check IP ages. This is why PowerShell is incredible, because you can do something like get net IP addresses. It pulls it, like it connects to the VirusTotal API. I just wrote it. I didn't know you could connect to VirusTotal that easily. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what code I got. Enterprise setup. This looks like it would probably work if it is set up. Let's just set 5 real quick. It's probably not going to work. I don't know what my router setup is. All right, let's see, shift F5, because it did not work. All right, router info. It's the wrong router info. All right. 20.10. Right. That's not gonna work. Oops, I accidentally pressed F5. Don't press F5 there. You gotta press F5 from here. I should have just used Restconf. .10.3. And I got it. All right, so clearly Restconf is working. I'm sure you guys are going, wait, how do you know Restconf is working? Because I just sent a GET request, and like I promise it's working. Watch this. You want to see it not work? See, it says 200 OK. Yeah, let's say 200. Let's change the IP address to something that's wrong. Oh, wait, we're going to 20.2. Oh, we can't work. It doesn't work. Oh, it does. So Restconf is set up. Yeah, and that means that I can program with Restconf. I just did IETF to get the IETF interfaces, and it shows which ones are enabled. This one's true. This one's enabled. That one's not enabled. It works. Restconf is set up. Cool. Yeah, that was cool. I'm glad I did that real quick, because it makes me feel special. Because I like to feel special. All right, so what we've done is we set up a Linux box to be able to connect out through the internet. We have a trunk. We've got a redundant connection here. Everything kind of connects together. We can now connect into this box through netconf or with Restconf. Even though my netconf didn't work, I don't feel like debugging it, because I'm on a computer where I've never used netconf, but it would work. If Restconf works, netconf works, and we know that Restconf works because look at that 240. Yeah, it pulled this out in JSON. I told it to tell me the information in JSON. All right. Oh, I said accept is how. All right, cool. Well, that's all you need to see to do it. Yeah, that's a redundant connection, and I'm an incompetent person. So yeah, I'm an incompetent person because I'm not wearing a shirt. But I am incompetent, and this is the way I am. Like normally, I'm just a normal person. I like the incompetence thing. Like it's like people cling to things that have happened in the past, and cling to things that I used to do in the past, and it doesn't mean that I'm actually incompetent. Like I clearly understand everything that's happening. I clearly understand like my life and the consequences of my actions. I think I understand the consequences of my actions more than anyone, especially now, because I've been to jail with all these people that were in there for like stupid things, or some of the people were in there for stupid things like fights. All right, cool. That's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope it was informative for you. Thank you for coming and watching my class.